In last week's video I showed you how to bake German rolls, and someone asked in the comments for the recipe for milk rolls. So I'm happy to show you how we bake the milk rolls in Germany. Milk rolls are more on the sweet side of the rolls, and we give them to our toddlers often just to, you know, give them something in their hand that will distract them and keep them busy with eating them while we do things like groceries. So when my kids were little, I sometimes first went to the bakery, got them a milk roll, put them in their hands, and then I just continued with my errands, and they were just, you know, happy and occupied with their rolls. Alright, so I will start with some lukewarm milk. Actually, I heated the milk to almost boiling point and then let it cool down to a little more than room temperature, so it's lukewarm now. And I will use some of it and my yeast. This is 10 grams of yeast. You can also instead use a package of dry yeast. And I crumble this in the warm milk right into this little bowl, and I mix it a little bit. So my yeast is very cold. I keep it in the fridge, of course. I wanted to dissolve a little bit more into the milk. There are still some small crumbles of yeast, that's okay. Okay, and now I will use the flour and put it into my large bowl. And the yeast and milk mix goes right in here, and I cover it a little bit with some flour, and that's it for the moment. I will cover it for a little bit and let stand for 10 minutes. I'm using actually this wax kind of cover. I don't know exactly what it's called, but oh, this way. We recently got that on Amazon, and it's amazing. It's like getting the shape of what we want just by the temperature of my hands, and it covers very well. And yeah, so I don't have to use cling wrap, which I do not like to use a lot since it's not good for the environment. So this is a very good alternative to cling wrap. If you don't have that, that's no problem. You can also use a damp kitchen towel and cover your bowl with that. Okay, now 10 minutes have passed and I uncover my bowl, and now I'm adding my other ingredients, which is 2 tablespoons of vanilla sugar, and you will find the recipe for vanilla sugar on my blog. And I also use 2 tablespoons of regular sugar. And then I use a tablespoon of honey. Oops. And if you bake these rolls for a burger, you might want to use less sugar, unless you want your burger bun to be sweet. That's a possibility too. All right. And I also add the remaining milk, and the egg. The only ingredient that I do not add right now is the butter. Oh, and I also need like a little bit of salt. Oops. which increases the taste. And now I will give it a quick knead before I add the butter. And I scrap this a little bit on the sides. Okay, and now the butter. And the butter needs to have room temperature, which it has, and I cut it into smaller pieces. It's half a butter stick. Okay, and now I will knead this for 10 minutes. Okay. So now the dough is ready to proof, and I will let it proof for 2 hours now. So you cover it with a damp kitchen towel so it won't dry out. Put it in a warm area, and actually I will be using my wax cover instead. And yeah, and while this is proofing, I will bring my car into the car shop. So it's exactly 2 hours since I left my dough here and went to the car shop. I made it back right in time. And yeah, you can see that my dough has really made some change. It is a lot bigger than it was before, and I will now take it off of my bowl, and let me get some flour. So it goes right on here. Okay, so while I give this a short knead, I will tell you what my next step is. I will make, well, let's say 6 to 8 rolls. I think it should be about like 8 rolls. And I will put them into this casserole, which I have already greased with some butter. And then I will brush it with a mix of honey and water that I've already prepared here. So this mix is 1 tablespoon of water and 1 tablespoon of honey, and I put it in the microwave for like I think 15-20 seconds to make it very nice and fluid. So this will go onto the top of my rolls. Okay, and I also have to preheat my oven now. So I put it on a 350 degree Fahrenheit. I will not use these stones this time because these rolls are different. So that's not needed. Yeah, and I will now divide my dough as even as possible. You can see that it's already shaping back. I just noticed that my lawn crew arrived, which means it's gonna be loud in a sec. So let's hope that you will not hear that on the video. Okay, I'm shaping my rolls now. And it goes right in there. And in this case, it's kind of wanted that they stick together. Oh, this could be better when they bake. So while we avoid it mostly with other rolls, though it's not really a big deal if it's happening, but usually we don't want them to stick together very much. So this time, that's why I put them into the casserole, so they are kind of close to each other and start to, yeah, kind of grow together. Okay. Now, I will use my honey water mixture and brush the tops. And some people use just some egg yolk instead, mix some egg yolk with some milk, and that gives a very nice brown color too. But this one not only gives it a nice color, it also gives it a very nice sweet taste right in the moment where you bite into your roll, and that's very delicious. So I'm very generous with it. Okay, and now I will cover it again for the time that it needs to heat the oven, and then I will bake them. Yeah, the oven has reached the temperature that I wanted, so it's on 350 Fahrenheit, and the rolls had a little bit of rest, they changed a little bit of the size, and now I will put this in the oven. And I will set my timer on 15 minutes and in an oven that is not convection. It might be more like 20 minutes. You have to figure that out again with your oven, and yeah, just have to take a look at it frequently so you know when they are done. Let me switch on the oven light so we can watch the rolls. So I had to give it a few more minutes, so yeah, it took like more on the 18-19 minute side. Yeah, this oven is still new for me, and I'm also just figuring things out. Let's take a look. Yeah, they look just right, and here they go. So this is the end of this recipe. I hope you liked it, and I would be happy if you just give me a thumbs up and tell other people about this channel. Please follow me on Facebook, on Instagram, and if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. I always answer.